I'll need your help, guys. I'll need your soothing messages to help me recover from the clown world that was yesterday's final league. Anyways, let us jump into the first league today. Spin, spin, spin the wheel. Huzzah! It is Heliod. So this is Heliod combo, or as I like to call it, Helioak combo for now. This is a deck built around Heliod Suncrowned and combos with various things. So Heliod's a 3-mana enchantment slash creature, but he's usually not a creature. He's usually just an enchantment. Whenever you gain life, put a +1 counter on target creature or enchantment you control, 2 mana including a white. Another target creature gains lifelink until end of turn. So, if you have a Ballista in play, and it has 2 +1 counters on it, you can use Heliod to give Ballista lifelink. Then the Ballista can shoot your opponent going down to 1 counter. This triggers Heliod since the Ballista has lifelink since you gain a life, putting a counter back on the Ballista, and you can repeat over and over and over and over to shoot your opponent until they're dead. Additionally, if you have Spike Feeder, which can remove a +1 counter from itself, and it starts with 2, to gain 2 life, and you have a Heliod in play, you can then put a +1 counter back on the Spike Feeder, and you can repeat over and over and over to gain infinite life. Then additionally, there are other combos. Rosy Cotton of South Lane is a 3-mana 1/1. It enters, creates a food token, and whenever you create a token, you put a +1 counter on target creature you control other than Rosy. And you have Yawg, which whenever a +1 counter is put on it, you create a 1/1 squirrel. So, if you have Rosy and Yawg in play, the Rosy creates a food. This triggers Rosy to put a +1 counter on Yawg. The +1 counter enters on Yawg and creates a squirrel token. This triggers Rosy to put a +1 counter on Yawg and repeat ad nauseum. And then there's other combos as well. Auriok Champion triggers whenever a creature enters the battlefield to gain you 1 life. So if you have Auriok Champion and Yawg and Heliod in play and you gain life, you can then put a +1 counter on Yawg, which puts a squirrel into play, which triggers Auriok Champion to gain life, which triggers Heliod, which puts a +1 counter on Yawg, and repeat ad nauseum. The rest of the deck is set up to get all of these combos assembled. You have Delighted Halfling, Noble Hierarch, Prosperous Innkeeper, which also gains life, same way that Auriok Champion does, and gives you a treasure to help ramp out faster, Collected Company to find all of these cards, and the One Ring, because every deck should play the One Ring. Why are you playing the Forest Cycler? So, I overlooked these cycling cards when the set was first released. I looked at them and I was like, oh, more additions for Living End. But what I didn't realize is that these cards are actually stupidly busted and go in almost everything. They're basically man lands that are search your deck for any type of land you want because they don't even have to be basics. And then later on in the game, when you don't need lands, now you can just put huge creatures into play. Not every deck can play the One Ring. Yes, I am being hyperbolic. Not every deck plays the One Ring. It's more like every deck that wants to play the One Ring should play the One Ring. Even decks like Merfolk, which is insane. So all I've done with the Generous Ent is I've cut 1 land to put a Generous Ent in the deck. So there are plenty of decks like Lorien Revealed is going in basically every blue control deck. Troll of Khazad-dûm can show up in Scam or any black deck. Oliphant can show up in red decks now. If you can have the slots to cut some lands from your deck and then just put these cyclers in, and these are better cards in a lot of cases. The only times where you don't play these cards are when your deck building restrictions specifically prohibit them. So for example, aggro decks and combo decks that are never going to get to the point where they're going to cast these big creatures or Lorien Revealed don't want them. Decks like Creativity, because you can't have other creatures in your Creativity deck because, that's the Creativity's restriction. But basically any other deck wants to just play these land cyclers. They are actually broken. So I have gone through the decks this morning and fixed them all up with all of these land cyclers. Anyways, sideboard, Path to Exile, Sanctifier Onvek, Archon of Emir, and Boromir, Warden of the Tower, Endurance, Force of Vigor, and Damping Sphere for the various matchups that those are relevant in. Anyways, let us jump into the first league with Helioak combo. Round 1 on the draw with Helioak combo. Looks good to me. We've got 2 of the combo pieces, the Ring to Draw cards, Mana Dorks. Keep this hand. Opponent plays a fetch land, passes back to us. Alright, let's go fetch a Forest and play Delighted Halfling. Oh, I only realized now that I should have gotten a Temple Garden for Auriok Champion next turn. I must get used to this. Opponent fetches. Watery Grave. Okay, so we're probably playing... Oh, they're shocking it in too, so this is getting pushed. Indeed. So, Shadow or Blue-Black Control, but probably Blue-Black Control, because there's no Jugantha revealed. Plains. Okay, not Blue-Black Control. Alright, Razorverge Thicket, play Noble Hierarch, and pass the turn. Well, there's the Bowmasters. So we take 2 down to 17. Back to us. Oh, they missed their 3rd land drop. Well, there's the combo, boys. There is the combo. So let's just run out Heliod, I guess, right now. fetch, grabbing this plains, play Heliod. Another Bowmasters. They just went straight into combat instantly and didn't attack. All right, not really sure what's going on here. That was some weird priority passing. And Spike Feeder. Land. Let's just play the one ring so I can try to set up for next turn. Like, I could do it now, but I'm not in any danger of dying, so let's just do the ring. And with the ring, I can draw extra cards, and then I can, like, play both Auriok Champion plus other things. All right, pass it back to the opponent. All right, end of their turn, draw a card. Bowmaster triggers, that's fine. All right, take one from the ring. Prosperous Innkeeper. Okay, so we're definitely... So if I play Innkeeper plus Oak, that's game. Unless they have removal or counter spells, but that would apply to anything. So let's go Innkeeper, trigger, cast Helioak, then yield to this, target Oak, always yield to this. All right, I guess they're just not interacting. Target the Oak. Well, we got it. Target Oak. And we'll just gain infinite life, make an infinitely huge Helioak, and make infinite squirrels. All right, we've won the game. Game 2. Let's see. Oh, we've won the match. Well, something funky was going on there. Don't know what happened there. Maybe our opponent was having connection issues or something. On to round number 2. All right, well, we have a bunch of combo pieces, but we lack the Heliod to actually use any of them. So this hand, yeah, I can do better than this. Let's mull this. All right, only one land is pretty rough. Well, I guess we have the generous ant, right? Yeah. So I will keep this and put back what? All of these combo pieces are really good. I don't want to put back anything, but if I'm going to put back anything, I guess it's going to be Rosy Cotton. All right, let's put back Rosy Cotton. Opponent plays Misty and passes back to us. All right, ooh, another land. All right, so Razor Verge, Noble, and pass the turn. Opponent fetches, gets Overgrown Tomb, tapped. Plays Blooming Marsh. All right, looks like we're playing Yawgmoth. Wall of Roots. All right, back to us. Ooh, there's the combo. So let's go fetch, Temple Garden, shock. And what is the best thing to play out first? Probably just Heliod, right? Alternatively, I could play Auriok Champion, cycle the Ent for the last land that we need, and then Coco next turn. That might be better. All right, Auriok Champion, and pass the turn. Opponent casts. Grist. Makes a guy. We gain a life. All right, and then let's cycle Ent. Go grab a forest. Another company. So I don't think there's any reason to delay doing this. I guess the reason is if they try to shoot our Noble Hierarch or something, or if we like don't only hit part of the combo. I'll just pass back to them. Play another land, plussing Grist. We gain life from the Auriok Champion. So they have enough mana to cord for Yawg. All right, they just have Yawg. So I probably should respond to that then. There's Helioak and Rosy Cotton. So we have the combo. All right, abilities onto the stack. So now we gain infinite life and have infinite squirrels. All right, so we won the game. On to game number 2. What is good? Path to Exile so we can hit Yawgmoth. What else? Sanctifier on Vec does nothing. Endurance can maybe snipe things out of the graveyard, but that's not very good. X1s are worse than ever against Bowmaster decks, but, I mean, that's what our deck is. The ring is less useful than normal because they can combo quickly and they can kill us through the ring. So I think we just have to race them. So maybe that. All right, let's do that one. All right, it's a kind of slow hand, but the Innkeeper does ramp us, so I think it's fine. We'll keep this. Opponent plays a forest and Young Wolf. All right, I like that they're not playing a ramp spell. So let's just go Windswept Heath, pass the turn, and then fetch Temple Garden. Misty Rainforest, Overgrown Tomb, plays Strangler Geist. All right, it looks like they're going the beatdown route this game. Fetch, Temple Garden, and there's Helioak, and there's Heliod. So let's go land, fetch, forest, play Prosperous Innkeeper, make a treasure, and then just pass it back to them. Orcish Bowmasters kills our guy, unfortunately. So I can cast Company next turn, or I can just cast the Ring, but the Ring is not really helping in this situation. I probably just cast Company. Yeah, we'll just ambush them with Company. So pass it back. Dryad Arbor. No attack, so they plan on casting Cord. All right, well, we're going to do this. Company. So they got a Cord now. Oh, they're just not doing it. Well, I guess we just take both of the Spike Feeders, or I take Spike Feeder plus Delighted Halfling, so I have more mana next turn. How much mana will I have next turn? So I have 5, which is short of being able to actually do it. So if I take both the Spike Feeders, then I can just play Heliod and win the game, probably. Hopefully. They do have a lot of creatures to sack, though. All right, let's just take both of these Spike Feeders. So yeah, now the Cord for Yawg. That resolves. Sacking this, that's fine. And then they'll target the same one, and I'll just sack them so to deny them all card draw. All right, that one go to 1. All right, so they're just putting them both to 1 counter so they can respond to whatever else I do. There's another Company. Probably should just do that. So if I just play Heliod, then they just pick off the last one. If I play Helioak, that doesn't do anything. Ring doesn't do anything in this situation. So yeah, probably just fetch And the only question is whether to company now or later. If I wait until their turn, it lets them court again. Like, they just have Yawgmoth, so there's no good time to do this. So let's just do it now. Collected company. All right, well, we didn't hit anything. So, I guess I just get 2 Delighted Halflings. And then we're going to lose because they have Yawgmoth in play. Another land. Targeting Stranglerootgeist. Yep. And they're courting again, so now they can just court for Zulaport Cutthroat and we lose. Yeah. All right, yeah, they got it. On to game number 3. I actually think the ring is bad in this matchup. Maybe we just want endurance. All right. Archon would also not be unreasonable, but they don't have to cast multiple spells a turn. All right, let's run this. On the play for game number 3. We only have 1 land, which is pretty bad, even though we have all the combo pieces, but if we don't draw another land, we're just going to be so far behind. Bowmasters also kills the nobles off. All right, got them all. All right, 2 lands at least. Let's keep this, and let's put back, I guess endurance. All right, Verdant, pass the turn. Opponent plays Misty, gets Overgrown Tomb, plays Young Wolf. All right, fetch, Temple Garden, Razor Verge, cast Innkeeper, and pass. And there's Spike Feeder and Heliod, but I do need 2 turns to assemble them. I also need to find more lands. Bowmasters to kill our Innkeeper. Then we get hit for 1 by the Wolf. All right, well, what to do now? If I just run out Heliod, then I'm still not getting any more lands. But if I just flash Endurance into block, that's not good either. All right, let's just play Heliod and then hope to draw more lands. Pass to the opponent. Another Wolf. Fiend Artisan. All right, at least they're not courting for anything. All right, draw land. No, but it is Auriok Champion, so that's a reasonable blocker. But now they can just Fiend Artisan for Yawg, right? It costs them... No, they have their mana away from doing that. They need 2 more mana to do that? Okay. All right, so they're just going to attack with the wolves, and we're not blocking, of course. So they are courting. Oh, no, they're just sacking the wolf. All right, so gain life with the champion. Heliod put counter on here. So they're getting a 3 mana creature. So Grist probably. No, just Wall of Roots. All right, so let's see. Scurryoak, I win, right? Scurryoak, enter, trigger, gain life, put counter on Scurryoak, win the game. But I can't play it yet because I don't have the 3rd land. Oh, that's rough. All right. Well, I guess I just pass it back to them. So now they can just Fiend with the Wall of Roots to go get Yawgmoth. Well, there's Quarter Calling for X's 2. So there's Zulaport. Man, just bricking on lands this game. If we just gotten another land, could have gotten there. So now they just Fiend Artisan for Yawgmoth. I do have an Endurance in hand to screw over one of the wolves when they have the Undying trigger. Yeah, okay, so there's Yawgmoth. Trigger, gain life, put counter here. So they don't actually even have the combo because Auriok Champion negates their drain. But I can't go off now because Yawgmoth's in place, so they'll just kill anything I play. They're using the ability now. All right, well, let's just Endurance to keep this Young Wolf out of Undying. So let's exile, honestly, Coco at this point, but I don't know how I'm actually getting out of the game. So I play Scurryoak, and then they just shoot it. I play Spike Feeder, they just shoot it. Yeah, okay, let's just get rid of Coco. Endurance, triggers, target you. Then that resolves. You don't get your Young Wolf back. Not that that's that important. Gain life, put counter here, then Zulaport Cutthroat triggers. All right, so that all resolves, and we're still in my upkeep. Even though they don't actually win the game. All right, we still didn't draw a land, so I guess pass it back to them. Yeah, just pass it back to them. I could gain life by attacking, but what's the point? They just block with the wolf or don't even block. Yeah, all right, pass it back to them. So they can't get this Auriok off the field. And with it on the field, this always negates their Zulaport damage. So they can draw as many cards as they want, but they can't actually kill us. Oh, I guess they can grab Haywire Might and kill Heliod, can't they? Would they have put Haywire Might in their deck? Probably. No, they're just grabbing a Young Wolf. All right, well, they just have it. So, like, okay, we gain life, put a counter here. Not really sure what their plan is at this point. Another Fiend Artisan, sure. Trigger, put another counter here. And they can't attack through this gigantic creature. All right, well, here's finally another creature, but that doesn't help. So they're just going to shoot it with Yawgmoth. I at least get a treasure out of it, so let's play that. All right, Innkeeper, triggers, get a treasure. Yeah, so they're just going to shoot the Innkeeper. That's fine. So I guess their plan has to be they've got to assemble a sufficient number of creatures on the board that they can just sack their creatures without having new creatures enter. That's the way they can kill us. Target here. Always yield to this. All right, 10-10 Auriok Champion. Not that we can ever attack them. Chord of Calling. For a whole bunch. X is 4. Grabbing a Stranglerootgeist. Okay. 11-11 Auriok Champion. Who would have thought we'd see the day? And I can just never resolve any other creatures in this board state. They're attacking with everything. Or not everything. Most things. They can attack with Yawgmoth. It's pro-humans. I can't block that. All right, let's block. So the Undying creatures just come back. So I guess let's block Fiend Artisan. And then we take 7 and go to 13. All right, Cutthroat trigger. Oh, we take another one because of the Zulaport trigger as well. So we go to 12 or 11. Plays a land. So should I just attack them back? I guess the problem is if I attack them back... Ooh, Path to Exile is a great draw. So if I attack them back, they can just block and sack so we don't gain the life. So let's go Path Yawg. So let's see. What happens if I go Path Yawg and then attack? They can chord for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they can actually chord for another one. So I actually can't gain life here, right? Because any creature I block to try to gain life with, they can just sack it. So I guess my plan has to be wait for them to attack again. And then before blocks, Path Yawgmoth. And then block. All right, so let's do that. Orcish Bowmasters. Trigger. Then we gain life and lose life. We get a really, really big Auriok champion. So whole bunch of attackers now. So swing here. If they have chord, they have chord. Let's Path Yawgmoth. All right, so Path resolves. So let's block. Highest power is here. And then I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 because of the Zulaport trigger. I'm not comfortable going that low, so I think I will try to just gain life on this thing, even though it means we're back to 2 mana again. But if they have Yawgmoth, we just lose the game anyway. I guess, okay, if they have Yawgmoth, we just lose the game anyway. So I just shouldn't do it. What's the worst that happens if they don't have Yawgmoth? We block here, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We die if they have, let's see, so we're taking 9 going to 3. And if they have ways to sack creatures 3 times or they have Bowmasters, that's unlikely. All right, so just block there. Yeah, so go to 4, Zulaport trigger, go to 3. Oh, they just have another Yawgmoth. All right. Trigger, gain some life. Target here. All right, well, now what? So the problem is this Wall of Roots can just chump our Auriok champion, and then they just go sack it. We gain no life. And they can do that to anything that we do. All right, so here's a land. If I play Scurry Oak, I don't know why they're not just winning right now, right? They can just sack creatures and then just win the game, right? They can just win whenever they want. They just go sack, 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 sack. All these triggers go off on Zulaport Cutthroat. We lose before anything hits the field again. Hell, they can win just by sacking Bowmasters, token, wall. So, Scurry Oak is game over, except that they're just going to shoot it in response. How much damage is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if they just block with the Wall of Roots, I just won't have it gain any life. And then I'll try to play some stuff. All right, attack with Auriok Champion. Swing. Yeah, block there. All right, go to damage. And Zulaport puts us to 3. All right, cast Scurry Oak. Why not? Or Spike Feeder. I guess either one's the same thing, right? Cast Scurry Oak. Use ability. Target here. I don't know why we're playing this whole rigmarole. Like, they can literally win at any time. Yeah, then this dies. And now we're at 2. Yeah, all right, so you win. All right, on to round number 3. We are on the play for round 3. All right, looks good to me. Keep. Opponent mulls to 6. Forest, Noble Hierarch, go. Grove of the Burn Willows. Haven't seen that in a while. Springleaf Drum. Oh, is this Scales, maybe? That's the only deck I can think that would play that. All right, Windswept Heath, Fetch, Plains, Rosy Cotton, Trigger, make a food, put a counter on Noble Hierarch. Go ahead. This has to be Scales, right? Urza Saga, Ballista. Haha, our guy is out of range, but not Rosy. Zabaz. All right, so they can shoot Rosy whenever, so... I guess I'm just going to cast Collected Company right now and see if they respond by trying to shoot her. Coco. Yep, there goes Rosy. Resolve Coco. Heliod and a Noble Hierarch. Well, it's something at least. Any order for the rest of that, and then just pass it back. Urza Saga goes to 2. If they make just Constructs, that's perfectly fine. Another Urza Saga. Welding Jar. Attack with the Zabaz, which we're not blocking. All right, well, they didn't do anything else. Ooh, another Rosy. Wait, so Rosy... Okay, this is not a combo yet. So we'll go Auriok Champion, and then Rosy. So triggers go off. So make a food, and then put a counter, I have no idea, on this Noble so it can't just die to 1 Ballista hit, I guess. Or on Auriok Champion for the same reason. And then always yield to this one. We gain some life, and then use the ability, and then Heliod, put a counter here, and then just play this tapped and pass. So what I do now, they make a Construct, and then they go fetch the Ozolith probably. All right, use Auriok Champion's ability and put a counter on Noble Hierarch. Get all of these out of 1-shot Ballista range. All right, so make another Construct, gain life, put a counter. I have no idea at this point. Rosy is probably the primary way we can win the game, so let's just try to keep that out of Ballista range. Ozolith. Okay, Inkmoth Nexus. So now they just attack with a 6/6. We're not blocking. We go to 15. All right, back to us. Draw another Heliod. That's not helping. We can't attack them. No, I guess, okay. I get 2 Exalted triggers, but that doesn't help. All right, so just play a land. Oh, I can crack the foods, right? So let's say I go attack with Rosy Cotton, Exalted up to a 5/5. They block with the Construct, and then I go pop the food. It's a 7/7. So this only fails if they also block with Zabaz, which they could do. Just not doing anything doesn't seem like a good choice. So let's attack with Rosy. Swing. Yield to the nobles. 5/5. Blocks there. All right, pop the food. Heliod on here. Pop the food. Heliod on here. And they can just regenerate it, but so be it. And then Heliod give this lifelink. So I assume they'll Welding Jar their Construct now, right? Yep. Shrinks their Constructs. We gain a bunch of life. And then I'll put more counters here. And then we're at 28 and we pass the turn to them. So they could just make another Construct here, I guess. They're animating Inkmoth. That's not a good sign. Another Zabaz. So then that goes off and then they modular. Do they have lethal here? So it's 3 counters on 3 counters on here, right? And then they can Zabaz kill itself, modular 4 onto here, or modular 3 onto here, and then put 4 here. So no, it's not lethal. They have to have something else. If it's Ravager, we're dead. Hanger back. Okay. Use the ability. Put more counters onto Rosy, I guess. Why did they animate Inkmoth if they don't have it? Destroy an artifact. Okay. Oh, because they're just going to do it over the course of 2 turns. So they don't have it right now, but if we don't answer this the next turn, we're dead. Gotcha. So, no, they're putting on hanger back? What? Don't they just have lethal in 2 hits? Oh, no. Okay, they do have lethal in 2 hits anyway. Well, we can't block, so we take 5 poison. All right, fetch. Get a land out of our deck. So I have to draw Ballista right now. That's not a Ballista. Well, we are dead. All right, game number 2. Want Path, want Force of Vigor. That's pretty much it. What goes? So Infinite Life mostly beats them. It just doesn't beat Inkmoth. Ring is also good for delaying them. So what's bad here? One of the 2 Ballistas is actually fine, but I don't need both. I want to keep all my mana dorks. I can cut one of these guys. Actually, wait. So Yawg Champion is effectively just a worse version of this in this matchup. So I don't need them. I probably shouldn't cut all of them. Just do 1 Spike Feeder out. Let's do 2 Spike Feeders out, I guess. All right, let's try this. All right, on the play for game 2. We have only 1 land, but we do have Mana Dorks and Force of Vigor. I can also path one of my own creatures if I need a land at some point. All right, I'll keep. All right, Canopy, play Noble, pass. Forest, Harden Scales. Well, there's kind of another land, so cycle this. What else am I playing this turn? I'm just cycling this, and then I'm just playing Delighted Halfling and passing. Grab Temple Garden. I really don't want to have to pitch Company to this, though, but I do need another mana. All right, pay 2, Halfling, pass. Grove of the Burn Willows. Plays Patchwork, which we can't shoot, unfortunately. Welding Jar. Gets 3 counters. All right, I don't have to do this now. I can wait a turn. I can't path this. I can path this later. Ooh, Rosy Cotton and Yawg are pretty good. So if I Company now, I don't have another green card to use Force of Vigor with. My other options are not great, though. It's like play Rosy, path. I can't path this if I do that. All right, let's just Company. Rosy Heliod. We make a food. That's not very good. And then what am I putting a counter on? I guess here. And pass it back. Maybe I was just supposed to shoot both of these. Urza Saga. Arcbound Ravager. Okay, that's pretty bad. I'm not dead here if I don't block this, so no blocks. All right, back to us. So another land. What am I doing here? I can almost block this, so I can go Force on Saga and Hardened Scales, and then have Path to Exile up for Ravager, and then they just Ravager onto here, because I'm still missing the combo. Or am I? What if I go Yawg plus Rosy, right? No, because I'm not making additional creatures. I'm just making additional food tokens. So fetch, grab a forest. Okay, so I guess the move is force both of these, have Path to Exile for Ravager, and then chump block the Patchwork. All right, so force these. So if they want a Ravager for more counters, they got to do it now, right? All right, let's just path this in response. All right, so they sack it, and then they're going to modular 3 counters onto the Patchwork. And then Rosy chump blocks Patchwork Automaton. Springleaf Drum, and then block. All right, back to us. I really don't want to have to just chump block again, so I guess sack the Canopy and see what we get, but then I only get to play 1 thing. All right, sack this, paying the Halfling. Well, it's another land. So what is the move here? I can play Yawg Champion and then have enough mana left to crack the food token, right? So fetch, plains, play Yawg, and then pass it back. Another Urza Saga. They cast Ozolith. the Shattered Spire. All right, so this is a 10/10. I'm not actually dead to it if I pop this food token. All right, crack the food. Heliod onto here. And then no blocks, and I will take 10, go to 1. Innkeeper. So what am I doing now? Innkeeper plus Rosie. I still have to chump block this thing. So play Innkeeper, triggers. So gain life, or get a treasure, then this gains life. Use the ability, put counter here, and then let's go Rosie, then gain 2 life, and put more counters onto the Yawg champion. So let's just put all the counters onto the Yawg champion. So this is 6/6 now, and I can chump block with both of these. So let's attack them. Swing for 7, and then we'll chump block with the... Rosie Cotton is a ability to win, but I guess I win with Helioak regardless because of the Yawg champion, so I guess I chump with Rosie. Ballista, or not Ballista, Hangerback Walker, yep. Gain more life, put it onto Yawg champion. So I should chump with Rosie. Block here. Shouldn't they have just tapped this immediately to Ozolith onto here? All right, there's Helioak, so we win. Helioak. So now infinite counters here, infinite swirls. All right, next game. Same thing probably? I don't know, maybe not. Another spike feeder back in. This is kind of slow, especially on the draw. I think I probably don't bother with as many rings and just try to like go all out on comboing as fast as possible. All right, let's try that. Game 3 on the draw. This hand is pretty slow and also doesn't have a combo in it. Yeah, let's just mull this. All right, Force of Vigor is a huge upside, so keep this. And then what am I binning? I think honestly, Yawg champion. Yeah, Yawg champion. Done. All right, Razor Verge. Ooh, there's another one. Okay, so Noble Hierarch, and then just pass it back. And then I've got another land plus halfling, plus the other halfling to pitch to Force of Vigor. They had Dismember, really. All right. Inkmoth Nexus, Shattered Spire Ozolith, another halfling. Well, let's just play 2 halflings and pass it back. Ancient Stirrings. Opponent finds Urza's Saga. All right, we're going to blast both of those. Force both of these. All right, they just conceded to that. On to round number 4. Again, feels like an early concession. Like, we only had 1 card in our hand, which is Collected Company, which is good, but they don't know that. And they had 4 cards left in their hand. So the game is by no means over at that point. All right, round number 4 on the play with Helioak. All right, well, 1 land, even though it has halflings in it, is not going to cut it. So let's mull this. All right, this hand's a lot better. I don't know what I'm putting back, though. I want all of my lands. I want all these combo pieces and company. So maybe I just put a land back and hope to draw another land. Man, and if Noble Hierarch dies on turn 1 and then we only have 2 lands, that's so bad. Maybe I put Helioak back and just try to company into stuff. Heliod is like what all the combos revolve around for the most part. So let's put Helioak back. Opponent has Gemstone Caverns. All right, so we're overwhelmingly likely playing Rhinos. What are they exiling to it? Force of Negation. All right, so it's almost certainly Rhinos. Razor Verge, Noble, pass the turn. Forest, suspends Crashing Footfalls. All right, well, Verdant, fetch, Forest, play Heliod. They shock into Steam Vents. Back to us. Helioak, but it's probably better to just cast Collected Company. Okay, so they're just not playing anything, which means they could have Violent Outburst up. So I'm going to pass back to them so they can't pitch Force of Negation. I guess they've already exiled one, but let's see what they do. Violent Outburst. All right, so if they have Force of Negation in their hand, they have to have Force plus another blue spell. Whereas if I just pass it back to them and they have Force, they can just Force without pitching anything. So it's probably better to just company now. All right, do you have the Force? No, they don't. All right, we win. Spike Feeder. All right, start doing this. Onto here. All right, we got it. They're not going to waste our time having to do that. So let's see. Rhinos. Anti-Cascade stuff. I guess Damping Sphere is kind of anti-Cascade. It's pretty not great, though. So there's mostly... So it's Archon and Boromir. That's probably fine. What is bad against them? Like, just all of our combos gain us infinite life, so all of our combos are good against them, which means Ballista isn't as necessary as it normally would be. And what else? We do have to actually kill them pretty fast, so 1 ring can come out. That's probably fine. Submit. Well, that is not going to cut it, even though that is a turn 3 company. Actually, is that good enough? It's just like we have no interaction. Yeah, I'll mull this. All right, way better. Has Boromir that we can actually play uncounterably. Fantastic hand. And what do I not want? Probably Innkeeper. All right, put Innkeeper back. All right, land, halfling, pass the turn. They played a tapped Stomping Ground. Huh. All right, shock this in. Cast an uncounterable Boromir. Pass to the opponent. They fetch. Ketria Triome. Back to them. So Cascade is off until I can deal with this, and thankfully it has 3 toughness and is therefore immune to Dead Gone and Fire Ice. Although they can bounce it. Steam Vents. Tapped. All right, back to us. Go to combat. Let's just swing with both of these. All right, main phase 2, play Yawg, and pass to the opponent. All right, so at this point, they may have Subtlety in their deck, so I do not want to attack with Boromir anymore. All right, so sack this, do another Canopy. All right, Razor Verge Thicket, play another Yawg, and at this point, I'm just not going to attack anymore. If they have a bounce spell for this, they have a bounce spell for this. Lorien Revealed Cycle, back to them. Plays the island. Oh, I guess they can just hardcast Fury now, right? Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? 4 damage here. Sack it. Choose your Ring Bearer. One of the Oaks. What does this do now? It can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. All right, Noble Hierarch. Let's just draw with Horizon Canopy. Archon of Emeria. What a draw. Take this, Rhinos. They're just going to Subtlety this, right? No. So counters on the Yawgs from Revolving. Make a Squirrel. Make a Squirrel. If I attack with... So and then I can attack with this and Fury can't block it. All right. Combat. Swing, Ring Bearer. All right, back to the opponent. And we only have one Boromir, so this is never triggering again. At this point, I'm pretty sure I just chump block with a Squirrel token because follow-up Furies are bad. All right, so just block with a Squirrel. Opponent casts Brazen Borrower to bounce Archon, and then they Cascade. Yep. All right, there be the Rhinos. So we do need to find answers really fast. Ooh, the Ring. The Ring. All right, uncounterable Ring. Go forth, the Ring. Yep, you forced it. It can't be countered. Draw a card. There's Heliod. All right, so let's go Horizon Canopy, Noble Hierarch, and then we can attack with the Yawg, who is our Ring Bearer. Go forth, Ring Bearer. Get exalted. All right, then we have no more actions, so we'll just pass to them. In all seriousness, in both the MTG context and real-life context, rhinos are scary. A rhino escaped from our zoo and found its way downtown and charged at people's cars. Opponent plays Murktide. Okay. Crashing Footfalls, suspend. Back to us. Trigger the Ring. Draw a card. All right, still don't have a combo here, so draw with the Ring. There's Ballista. Do I have enough? I don't have enough mana to do it though, right? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I go Heliod, Ballista, and I'm one short. No, I'm multiple ways short of being able to do it. So, how much am I getting smacked for next turn? Squirrel chumps Fury. Can't block this. So this is 6, so I'm de facto at 9. Can block this. And then these are 8 damage. I do have to block some amount of it so I don't take lethal. So what is the best use of resources? It's probably play Heliod, play Delighted Halfling, get Ballista under... So I can get Ballista under Subtlety, but I can't get it past Burn Spells or Fury. So probably hold Ballista until next turn. All right, so Heliod, white. I don't want to have to tap my Horizon Canopy. Play Halfling. I can cycle the Ent for another land. Get this, play this tapped, and pass it back. All right, they have one card. What is that card? Oh, actually, I'm effectively at less because I have the Ring, right? So I'm at 13. This is 6. I'm at 7 effectively. So block, 8 damage, block, 3 of it, take 5, go to 2. Swing, 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 swing. Block here, block here. I guess I don't need these Yawgs by next turn anyway. So, yeah, this blocks more if I do that. So then it's 1, 2, 8, go to 7, go to 5. All right, block like that. All right, damage, we're at 7. What if they have Violent Outburst? Then we still live. Ring, go to 2, or go to 5 rather. Well, I'm dead next turn if this doesn't resolve anyway, so I may as well draw with the Ring. All right, so we can go Auriok Champion, then Ballista for 2, right? And then I have enough mana to lifelink it and kill them. Or do I just do it for 1? So I do it for 1. It enters the field and triggers. Then it goes to 2. Then I lifelink it. And then the moment I shoot them, they can still interact. So the thing is, like, do they have interaction or don't they? Is essentially the question. So I should just do it for 1. X is 1. Ballista. Trigger Auriok. Use the ability. Gain life target here. No, they drew Fire Ice. So there was no way of getting around it, right? Regardless of what I did. So am I just dead now? I can play Archon to block here. I can block the Fury and then I just take lethal. Yeah, I'm dead. I guess no, I'm not technically dead, right? I have 1 draw with this Canopy and then I can play 1 more land. So if I draw another Yawg, I can win. I guess I may as well use this. Remove a counter and shoot them, I guess. All right, draw a card. Nah, it's not it. All right, game. Sideboarding. See, Damping Sphere isn't actually that good because eventually they just get to 4 mana and then they can play both. So yeah, I guess just run this back as is fine. All right, submit. On the play. All right, it doesn't have the pieces, but it has Coco. It's got Disruption. I will keep. So let's see. Plan now is Halfling into Archon into Coco. Opponent mulls to 5. All right, fetch, shock, temple garden, cast halfling, go. Misty Rainforest, passing back to us. All right, Forest Archon. It resolves. Wild rhinos are so calm. I've seen people throwing rocks at them and they didn't care. These zoology facts brought to you today by Amio's chat stream. Tune in next time for more National Geographic information. All right, they cycle Lorien revealed, get an island. Oh, are they going to Blood Moon? All right, well, I'm just going to play Coco. So, Forest, attack with Archon. All right, if they try to cast something on my end step, I'll just Coco then so they can't force it. Yeah, all right, Coco. Auriok Champion plus Scurryoak. We already have a Spike Feeder in hand, so let's do this and this. Any order, resolve this ability. Use the ability, gain some life, then this bounces back to our hand. All right, their turn. They can Cascade now. We still don't have the combo set up. Played a basic mountain. Also, people need to stop throwing rocks at rhinos. That's mean. That's the Darwin effect in action, right? Evoke Fury? No! I guess at least Auriok Champion survives this. What'd they exile? Dead gone. All right, gain some life, and then they'll kill these two. And they either don't have Cascade or they have Violent Outburst. Ooh, another company. Well, there is no reason to attack into a Violent Outburst, so... Like, I could play Archon, but then if they just have it... So they didn't have Shardless, but they could just have Violent Outburst, so let's just not attack. I'm going to pass, and if they... Whether they cast Outburst or not, I'm just going to company in their upkeep. Yeah, there's Outburst. I'm going to company in their upkeep so that they can't force it. Rhinos. Actually, triggers on the stack right now. I guess there's no reason not to company now. They only have one card in their hand, right? So... Oh, I can't... I auto-yielded this. All right, let's do it now. Heliod Spike Feeder. There we go, boys. Okay. Bamf. Now we can yield to this. Gain life, target Spike Feeder, save targets, always yield, gain life, then remove counter. Bamf. Infinite life, boys. Heliod Spike Feeder, you're about to be super healthy. So I can't actually gain infinite on Moto, but I can gain so much that it doesn't matter. We got 12 minutes left in the game anyway. So this will be going on for a while I get out of possible damage range from them. Opponent could just concede to this, but they're not. So we will continue plussing, getting more life. They probably should concede. Yeah, they probably should. Yeah, there we go. They've conceded. All right, on to round number 5. All right, round number 5 on the play with Helioak. Land, combo in hand seems good. Verdant, fetch, shock, Temple Garden, play Noble Hierarch. Pass the turn. Overgrown Tomb untapped. Gilded Goose. So I'm guessing it's the Abzan Food Ristocat deck. Land, fetch, forest, Heliod. Pass the turn. Swamp. Okay. Sarenth Steelseeker. Underworld Cookbook. I guess it's Golgari Food. So what is this? It's hand if it's a land. If you don't, graveyard it. All right. Opponent. Is this good enough for you to concede? Remove counter. Save targets. And then until end of turn yield. Remove counter. And we'll just keep doing this for a while. I guess I'll stop at 100. All right, go ahead, opponent. Cookbook, discarding. Another cookbook. Steel Seeker trigger. You don't have to put it in graveyard, right? You may put it in your graveyard. All right, they just played a land, and I guess we're just going to go fetch Temple Garden here. Scurryoak, Prosperous Innkeeper, win game. Innkeeper gains the life, or puts the treasure token into play, plays Scurryoak. All right, we got it. Begin sideboarding. Golgari Food, I don't know. Yeah, I've got no clue. I guess it's probably Asmo.deck, right? What matters? Path to Exile to kill Asmo so they can't just food pop all of our guys. We can also use Boromir to indestructible the team. I like everything else in the deck, though. All right, one Ballista out. What else? Spike Feeder. They've shown they won't just concede to that, so cut some of that. What is our Cocoable creature count at right now? 1, 14, 21, 29. All right, that's fine. Submit. They're food of some kind. I don't know exactly what they're doing, though. Well, this hand doesn't have any combos in it, but it has some good... It has Path for Interaction. It's got a lot of good setup, so I think I'll still keep it. Keep. Basic Forest. Haywire Might. Very well. Auriok Champion. Pretty good. Noble. Go ahead. All right. They attack us with the Haywire Might. We don't block. We go to 19. Stomping Ground. Okay, so they're Jund food. Phyrexian Revoker. Naming. Walking Ballista. They can name Hierarch, right? Yeah, they can. Ooh, Coco. All right, let's go fetch Temple Garden. And let's just play Boromir, probably. Now, let's play Prosperous Innkeeper, because we get to Coco next turn. Innkeeper. Trigger. I guess let's play this other Innkeeper. Yield to this. And then pass to the opponent. Do I need to path? I guess I need to path the Haywire Might, right? At some point. Verdant Catacombs. All right, no attacks. Canopy. I guess I'll just pass and Coco on their turn. I can actually attack with one of these Innkeepers, and it becomes a 2-2. And they don't want to trade. Yeah, let's swing. They fetch in response. Oh, do they have endurance? Orcish Bowmasters to respond to the... Yeah, Orcish Bowmasters to respond to the Exalted trigger. Sure. ETB. I guess I should Coco now so that I gain the most life. Well, that's not great. Put both these into play. So much happens. All right, always yield to this. And then I can Rosie onto the one they're shooting. Yield to all of these. All right, then this resolves. They token. Okay, yeah, we're in combat. So much happened. Holy crap. Yeah, that... I guess I just trade off with these guys. That's fine. I don't need to path either one. All right, trade here. And then we just keep holding path up. This is whenever a token enters, right? Whenever you create a token. All right, they are passing back to us, it seems. Maybe. I don't know. Orcish Bowmasters now. Killing Rosie off. Well, I still don't want to path anything, so yeah, that's fine. Ooh, Spike Feeder. Still don't have a combo, though. So let's go Helioak Champion. Trigger, gain some life. Play Boromir, gain some life. And I can attack with this as a 3-3, and then they still don't have good blocks. I think I'm good with that. Swing, Exalted. All right, they take 3, go to 14. Then we pass to them. Finale for 0, so they're getting Asmo. Sure. So there's Asmo. Trigger, gain some life. Asmo fetches the cookbook, but they still need 2 foods to use it, right? Sack 2 foods. All right, our turn. Coco. And they're out of mana. Ba-ba-bam. Coco. Come on. All right, we get a Noble Hierarch. Order, gain some life. Now what? I can swing with Boromir, and they have to block with a lot of stuff, or Asmo, in order to actually kill it. So, yeah, go to combat. Attack. Exalted triggers. 3 of them. Chump with an Orc token, sure. And then just pass. Discards Phyrexian Vindicator. If damage would be dealt to this, prevent that damage. When damage is prevented, it deals that much damage to any other target. So Asmo can shoot itself. How do you cast this with triple white or quad white? I guess they must have reanimation. All right, that resolves. They make a food. I will path the Asmo the moment they attempt to make another food. Academy Manufactor. If you would create a clue, food, or treasure, instead create one of each. Very well, that resolves. Trigger, gain me some life. Gain life. Discarding Asmo. Path this. Get out of here, Asmo. All right, then they make a bunch of things. So their white mana is from the treasures that they create, I guess. All right, back to us. We drew Boseiju. Ooh, Boseiju. Ooh. I can kill either of these things or Phyrexian Revoker. I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So I should probably draw with Canopy, and then I can attack. Probably need to kill this thing. All right, draw with the Canopy. There's Heliod. All right, this thing triggers. Forgot about that. Well, they're going to, what, pick this guy off? That's fine. They have stuff open, so I've got to go Boseiju this, and then play Heliod. I still don't have the win with Heliod, though. All right, so yeah, that dies. Gain some life. So I've got to pick off Haywire Might so that they can't just eat my Heliod. And that leaves me with actually enough to play Heliod this turn, but I can't win with it this turn. All right, so combat, swing with Boromir, and then they'll just chump with the Orc token. Yep, so now what? I guess I play Spike Feeder. So I can do both of these at once. I have to get some stuff off the field. Haywire Might is the thing that's preventing me from comboing, so, But they're just gonna get so much value out of this, it's crazy. I probably just have to kill this Manufactor, don't I? Yeah, let's just do that. So let's play Spike Feeder, gain some life. Then it's to them, and the moment they try to do a thing, I'll Boseiju Manufactor. Cracks a clue, sure. Urza's Saga, all right. Another cookbook, all right, let's just kill this now. Yeah, so they make the things, so much value. And that dies, so cookbook. All right, so on my turn, I need to attack with the Spike Feeder so that it will get the Exalted trigger so that I can go Heliod, remove, and then when they respond with Haywire, I can remove again. Ooh, Ballista draw, but I can't activate it with Phyrexian Revoker in play. All right, so let's go combat, swing here, Exalted triggers. They don't block. They go to 9, and then we'll go Ballista. We'll go Heliod, and then remove a counter. In response, they do that, and then we remove another counter. So then target Spike Feeder, save the targets, and yield until end of turn, and then gain a whole bunch of life. Also, yesterday evening, we talked about what we thought was going to win the Pro Tour, and I'd like to double down and say, yeah, I think it's going to be Scam. It's the safe bet. Gain the life. Gaining so much life off of Heliod. So my Heliod's going to be gone by next turn, so I think I need to gain up to like 200. Boseiju's cool, except for the fact that it costs $30. Boseiju is not cool, on the contrary. It is too cheap of a channel cost. I also just don't like that there are these legendary lands that have no downside other than they get hit by Blood Moon / Field of Ruin effects and whatnot. I guess what? I should probably pop the food token so that this will still have counters on it. So that if I draw another Heliod, I guess the other Heliod doesn't matter. But I should pop the food token now so that I get to put a counter on Boromir. So they can cookbook and get creatures back, which is a big problem. So I do need to gain life to a point that is sufficiently high enough. What does Asmo say exactly? Target creature deals. Okay, so they can't target Auriok Champion with Asmo. Random non-MTG related comment of the day. You ever realize that every single D out that knows how to play guitar the tiniest amount knows how to play Wonderwall by Oasis? Is that actually true though, or is that just the meme? If I recall, it's because Wonderwall is the song that has the greatest overlap between how good it sounds and how easy it is to play. I'm not a guitarist though, so I don't know that for a fact. All right, so if I hit 5, that stops auto-yielding Heliod, right? Yeah, so then resolve that, and then let's crack the food token, and let's put a counter on Auriok Champion. All right, and then that resolves. And to the opponent. That's about right, but also every single time I've asked a guitarist if they know how to play it, they said yes. Maybe it's also just really good for teaching new guitarists how to play a song. Serent Steel Seeker. All right, so they can make a construct that's really big. They can make 2 really big constructs, actually. Gain some life with Auriok. They're just making a construct now, triggering the Steel Seeker. All right, always auto-yield to Auriok Champion. All right, so I got to get rid of this Revoker before I can actually Ballista them, although even on this field, Ballista's not actually that good. But we've got plenty of time to find out. Well, there's another Heliod, so Heliod again, but I actually don't have good attacks, so Boromir's only a 6/6 on this field. So yeah, I guess I just pass. He's a 6/6 or a 7/7 if I opt to sack Spike Feeder. They crack Windswept Heath, get an Overgrown Tomb tapped, and then, so they have 3 food tokens and 2 cookbooks, and it costs them 4 mana to use a cookbook. All right, so they make another construct. It is possible that they have another Haywire Might in their deck. So trigger the Auriok Champion, put a counter onto probably Boromir at this point, although I'm not actually sure about that. Auriok is immune to Asmo, so yeah, maybe just put it on Auriok. All right, so then Urza Saga goes off. If they have another Haywire Might, they can just Haywire our Heliod out of the way. All right, they do have another Haywire Might. Put a counter here. Play Peatland. So they can attack with this 9/9, which is fine. Yeah, I'm at 210, so I don't care. There was a reason to go up this high. Draw a card with Peatland. All right, make a food, discarding what? A land. Then Steel Seeker resolves. Overgrown Tomb into their hand. They have Asmo. All right, so Asmo enters, trigger. They really should just pop Heliod right now. Yeah, there we go. So Heliod's gone. Then I gain life off the champion. And then they can go grab another cookbook, right? Yeah, another cookbook. Back to us. And they got a bunch of foods. It's going to be hard to get out of this. So these constructs are too big to attack through. So yeah, I guess I just pass back to them. Or I could just play Ballista and then it can get killed anyway. But I think I'm out of way. No, I have Path to Exile, so I can actually kill this at some point. So let's just play it regardless. All right, Ballista. Why not? Gain some life. And then pass it back to them. I don't know if they'd ever do this, but it would be nice if they had a way to execute loops. I think it would be nice if they had that as well. All right, sack this. You could implement it, although it might get wonky with having to pass priority back and forth. All right, they're killing Ballista as well. That's fine. So I'm going to choose Auriok Champion as my ring bearer. Yeah, all right, so I can no longer respond to anything that they're doing. I guess I can respond with Spike Feeder. So I should not just F6 through everything. Discarding land, Steel Seeker, black mana. Another Urza Saga. That's probably going to be the game then. So if this was paper, we would have just won because we would just gain infinite life and they can't beat us. Unearth Haywire. Gain some more life. I guess I'm just going to yield to this thing. So now they can attack with the huge construct. That's fine. And the problem is Asmo can just keep picking all our guys off every turn. So we can never actually set a combo up. Horizon Canopy. If I crack it, the Bowmaster shoots a guy. But I just have to. So crack the Canopy. Ooh, the ring. Oh, they're going to just pick off all of our nobles. But what can you do? All right, gain some life. Play the ring. Trigger. I guess they have Haywire Might to eat the ring as well. So I just have to wait. Cookbook to get back Academy Manufactor. All right, okay. There's just no way I can win this game. So let's just go to sideboards because I'm not going to have enough time if I don't do this right now. So the fact that they use their graveyard a lot to get stuff back with Unearth and whatnot makes me want to play Endurance. So Spike Feeder is not actually a way to get there. So let's just cut that combo completely. And then what else? They don't really have that much removal. They've got just Bowmasters and Asmo. I'll cut that back out. All right, submit. All right, on the play. Looks fine to me. Keep. Razor Verge, green, halfling, go. So yeah, there was no way we were going to be able to win that game, so I just need to go to game 3 so I have enough time left on the clock to beat them. Bloodstained Mire, crack, Overgrown Tomb, Haywire Might. Okay. Double Coco. All right, pass it back. Urza's Saga. Back to us. Land go. So if I Coco on their turn, it disrupts their ability to counter stuff with Haywire Might, and also have the ability to make a construct. Urza's Saga goes up to 2. Verdant. All right, cast Coco. Rosie and Heliod. So they're not actually forced to do this now. Gets Overgrown Tomb shocked in. Oh, they've got Bowmasters to kill Rosie off, and they can still hold one up for Heliod. Yep. Haywire Might, sure. All right, well, let's go again. Endurance Halfling is not good, but that's what we got. Target you, and then I'll just play a Noble. Pass it back. So now they're just gonna what? Probably make a construct, get a Might. No, just float. Either way, they're almost certainly just grabbing Might. Oh no, they're grabbing Cookbook. So if they have Asmo, then they can start filling the field up, and then we're in deep trouble. Yep. But they can't do it. No, they can do it because they go get another Cookbook and then they activate it. Unearth Academy Manufacturer. Yikes. So I have to deal with both of these guys. Another Urza's Saga. Pithing Needle. They named Boseiju. That's not too bad. So I just got to hold up Path for the moment that they try to make another thing. Ooh, double Path so I can kill both of these. All right, so combat, swing with endurance, exalted. It's so obnoxious that that Bowmasters triggers off the canopy, but yeah, I guess I'll just pass. Path this, path this. Get out of here, cookbook-related synergy cards. They still have an Urza Saga, though, with a bunch of artifact tokens, so we're not doing great. Finale for 0. Yeah, all right. New Asmo, everything gets killed. All right, I don't think there's any way I can win now. With the Asmo here to just pick off any creatures we play, that's going to be that. I have to draw with this. And then Orcish Bowmaster shoots the Noble. I drew Boseiju, which I can't use. All right, well, let's flash Endurance in. Oh, I can't even do that with the Halflings. So I tapped incorrectly. It really doesn't matter. I'm just going to lose this. So, all right, there's Noble. All right, so let's just play Boseiju, play Noble. And then I guess I'm going to Endurance myself because I have double Coco in the graveyard. Combat. Swing with Endurance. I guess they have constructs too, right? Yeah, I'm just going to lose it. There's just no possible way I can win this game. Yeah, there's no way. All right, unfortunate. That is how the final round ended, but at least we went 2-3, or 3-2. So, Helioak combo. This wound up not actually being good. So, this deck doesn't ever want to get up to the point where it's paying like 6 mana for this random guy. It just wants to be a combo deck, so this is not actually good here. So, it should just be another Temple Garden. But other than that, deck is pretty solid. Obviously, having a bunch of creatures that are 1 toughness in the Bowmasters meta is not good. So I don't know if that's so bad that the deck is not playable, though. We did go 3-2 at least. But anyways, that wraps up Helioak combo.